mouse, click, 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 click.
1,000 of years ago, Egypt was ruled by a king called Pharaoh. He didn't like the Hebrew who were living in Egypt.
No, got a mouse down. Good. Now you click. Good. The mouse up.
Year before, the Hebrew came to Egypt because there was no food in Canaan. They were saved. They lived in Egypt for many years. Yeah, what's the name, right?
You're doing fine. Don't worry. Click. Good.
Pharaoh didn't like the Hebrew. He thought they might be help his enemy. One day he decided to make them slave in Egypt and work them very hard.
Okay.
The Hebrew had to work very hard. They made brick for the city. The Egypt tab master hit them to make them work faster.
This one is hard. Here, click it. There you go.
Baby Moses was born at the time when the Pharaoh ordered all the Hebrew male baby killed. His mother hid him in a basket and sent him up the Nile River, and his sister
Miriam.
Miriam watched over him.
One finger. Click. Good.
The daughter of Pharaoh found the baby Moses, and he grew up in the Egyptian palace. Moses saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. Moses didn't like that and killed the Egyptian. He ran away because he knew it was against the law to kill an Egyptian.
Click. Good. Try it again.
Moses was a shepherd when he heard a voice from a burning bush. God told Moses to go back to Egypt and tell Pharaoh to let the Hebrews go. Moses and his brother Aaron stood before Pharaoh and told him to let the Hebrews go.
Down. Scroll back up.
Pharaoh told Moses he will not free the Hebrew slave. Moses warned Pharaoh that God will send plague against the people of Egypt.
Oh.
9 plagues were sent to Egypt, and Pharaoh promised to free the Hebrew, but he broke his promise every time.
Click. Click again.
The night before the 10th plague, the Hebrews were told to take the lamb and roast it. Then they were to take the blood and paint the doorpost so the angel of death would pass over that house. That is where the name Passover came from. I do that every time.
What's wrong?
I said you keep pulling my finger.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then keep your hand here, please.
The last plague was the slaughtering of the firstborn of Egypt. After the plague, Pharaoh told the Hebrews to leave Egypt.
Bring your hand up. Scroll. Click. Good. Tell you what, I'll scroll and you click. Okay, we'll do that. Make it easier. Good. Click.
Did led the Hebrews out of Egypt. They took their family and their flock of sheep and cattle. The Egyptians brought them out so fast they couldn't bake bread properly.
Yeah.
The dough baked
Right? Yes.
thin and flat, and they were called matzah.
Yeah, if there was a problem here, I'll click. Click the button. Click it again. Good.
The Egyptians changed their mind and chased after the Hebrew. They found them camped by the Red Sea.
Okay. Click the button, please. Good. Click the button.
Moses asked for God help again, and the sea water opened to allow the Hebrew to escape to safety.
Click the button. Good. You know, this is much easier. You're right.
The Egyptians chased after the Hebrew, but the sea closed on them and they drowned.
Button.
The Hebrew were finally free. They sang song and danced to celebrate the new freedom.
Button.
That was a mouthful.
Oh, you're fine.
Jewish people since the time of Moses celebrate the Passover. We call the night of sitting and telling the story of Passover. The Seder would mean order. They tell the story using a book called Haggadah. On the table, you put matzah, cup of wine, and a cedar plate with symbol of Passover.
Click.
Matzah are used to remind us of the flatbread break at the Hebrew left Egypt. They are made the same way they were thousands of years ago, only with flour and water. The round matzah are baked by hand and the square matzah are made by machine.
Click. Good.
That was a mouthful.
Oh,
It is a Seder plate. It holds many items we use during the Seder. A chicken bone is for the order to eat roast meat for Passover. The green vegetable reminds us that Passover is always in the spring. The bitter herb can be hot rather with reminds us the bitterness of slavery. The charoset is made with top apple and walnut mixed with wine to remind us the bread the Hebrew had made as slave. The hard-boiled egg reminds us of the grain of the Hebrew, as the egg is only food that gets harder the longer you boil it. Salt water is needed to dip the vegetable in, and it reminds us how many tears the Hebrew cried. During the reading of the Haggadah, we drink 4 cups of wine. It is to show we are free and we are praying God for protecting us. After the telling of the story of Passover, we have a delicious meal with soup, roasted meat or chicken, and vegetables. Some people may dessert out of matzah. Many Jewish people celebrate Passover. People in the military were able to celebrate. Families would get together many years ago and even today to celebrate this important holiday in the Hebrew calendar. Every spring, Jewish people celebrate their freedom by celebrating the holiday of Passover.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Bravava, bravissima.
For the record, huh?
I think so. Okay.
1 second.